Dear sisters, I'm in a fix and I don't know what to do. I met this man about 6 months ago and we have gone out on several dates. I must say I like him and I think the feeling is mutual. Recently we went out on one of our usual dates and he popped the question. He asked me to marry him and I didn't know what to say. It's a good thing, but a part of me feels like it's too early because our relationship is still very young and I don't know him that well too. Since I rejected the proposal, the vibe between us hasn't been the same. All I want to do is just to have a talk with him so we can have a mature conversation, which has proved fertile. What should I do? Please advise me. Olivia, you're shaking your head. What do you have in your head?
That's what you're doing now. So that's what you're doing now.
When I see the reaction, there's something in your head. Share.
Like, yeah, I'm trying to put my thoughts into perspective. Okay. Not every man handles rejection well. Mm-hmm. And you know, sometimes we underestimate men and what they have to go through just to pop that question. You know, they're probably pacing up and down. So what if she says no? What am I like? They need to gather a lot of momentum,
no.
courage to say the question, to ask the question. And she said no. The guy is feeling so brokenhearted. He's wondering, is he not good enough? He's wondering why I'm here. I want to marry you. Two sides. Right? Some men, when they know, they just know. They don't need forever to be able to decide, oh, I want you to be my wife. They just see you, they spend a bit of time with you, and they're sure that you can mother their children. They're sure that you can be a good wife. But it's sad that you're both not on the same level, because you're probably also coming from a space whereby maybe you've been brokenhearted. Maybe you're coming from a broken family whereby your parents divorced, and you have your own insecurities. You're not sure. Marriage is a big deal to you, and you want to be sure that you're making the right decision. So at least there's one thing that brings you together. That's love. He loves you and you love him as much as he loves you, but you're on different wavelengths right now. I'm just so happy that most of the time, some men are not sure what they want. And in this case, a lot of people are going to say, women, they don't know what they want. Women, they don't know what they want. But we know what we want. I was watching a video recently about a married couple. And it was interesting because, you know, before you go, when you go on marriage counseling, they tell you all sorts of things, you know, what to expect, what to do, what not to do, and all of that. But from a psychological point of view, we don't ask the very important question, which is, what was it like for you growing up? What was your childhood like? What defines you as a human being?
What's your background?
What is your background? Who are you? What are your ideals? What makes you tick? What doesn't make you tick? How did you grow up? How did you accept rejection growing up? And two personalities, they got married. One was very introverted because he was coming from a family whereby his father was old, plenty people in the family. A man had to just get up and just deal with it. Bema and Sue. So like he would usually internalize everything. And the woman was coming from a family whereby when there was a problem, we talked about it. We'll go to mommy. Mommy, Kwesi did this to me. Mommy would say, okay, come, let's sit down and have a conversation. So they got to realize that because they were both coming from different families, she was wondering, every time she talks to her husband would like internalize. He wouldn't open up. So they got to realize that, because of how he grew up, that's what is making him react the way he's reacting, like in his marriage. Mm-hmm. So it gives a bit of perspective. It doesn't mean that you tolerate nonsense. It just means that you understand to be able to cope and to be able to adjust, and you communicate differently. Now, after them being married for a while, now the guy talks more, and the woman is like, hey, who is this guy? But my point is, you guys have a common ground, which is love. He's hurt, which is understandable. Go to him, have a conversation with him, tell him, babe, I'm not rejecting you. the fact that I said no today doesn't mean I'm going to say no tomorrow. I don't want you to feel brokenhearted. These are my insecurities. This is why I was a bit reserved. It doesn't mean that me saying no does not mean that I don't love you, because I really do. All I'm asking for is some time to be able to get to know you a bit more. Because of how I grew up, because of how my parents separated, probably, I'm not saying that that's what it is, but a bit more dialogue and a bit more perspective and a bit more communication into exactly why he said no would set his heart at ease. Tell him that, you know, you just want a little bit more time, and he shouldn't give up on you. And if you genuinely also truly really love him, honestly, like, sweetheart, say yes already. because you need the time, but don't let it be too long. Like I always say, there's time and season for everything. Yes, make him understand that this is why you need time. Maybe you need to do some investigation. You need to find out. They always say that, so before you embark on that long journey of marriage, find out what kind of family are you getting into? What kind of, what's the illness? Do they have like, is mental health an issue? Is like, find out, set your mind at ease, do a checklist. These are the things I need to make sure that I am confident about. Because at the end of the day, you never know somebody before you say I do. But at least you need the peace of mind and that confidence to be able to say, okay, yes. And if you truly too, you know in your heart that he loves you more, and you not, you know, leave him and let him go and find that person who will truly love him. I'm all out for, don't join that group of people who are like, oh, I have to get married, so I have to tick my married boxes and all of that. Don't join them. Know what you want and be at peace with what you want. And if you finally do say I do, you know that you're saying I do for the right reasons, and you're ready and you're happy to embark on that journey.
Right. Rosie?
I was staring at the girl just that's all. Okay, so to start with, 6 months is not a short time. I remember my husband telling me that from the very first week he interacted with me, he knew he was going to marry me. At that time, I mean, that was far from my mind. You know what I mean? So sometimes men meet people, and at once, within the first few weeks, few months of interaction, they know whether this is someone I want to build a life with. So they're able to ask. They know. Number two, you can't know somebody completely. Even me, myself, I don't know myself completely, because in the past few years, I have reacted in ways that 10 years ago, if you had asked me, oh, would you do this if this presented itself? Actually, me, I would never do something like this. But I found myself doing stuff like that. These are things that catch you off guard, is so completely out of character. But so even oneself, one doesn't know themselves fully unless they are presented with. And you can date somebody for 10 years. You still don't know the person, because I have a situation where I know a couple who dated for 8 solid years, and they were dating. It's not like long distance, but they were properly dating. They got married in 3 months. The marriage was over. They actually did a proper divorce after 3 months. So if the person couldn't know themselves too well enough to sustain a marriage after dating for 8 years, then it means that there's really no scientific measure as to how long one needs to know that they are married. The question is that, do you see yourself married to this guy? Nothing stops you from saying yes, but I don't think we are ready to get married yet. So let's take our time and probably have a year plan, a 2-year plan, where we can put our stuff together. But at least you know that he has made his intentions known. And that way you can expect fidelity from him. You can expect some level of care from him. You can expect some responsibility from him, because he has actually proposed to you. Then it means that you're actually an official girlfriend. It's not like dating and trying to see what's up. You understand? So that's when you can expect exclusivity from him also, because he has actually proposed that he wants to marry you. But it's just a matter of time, maybe because you think you're not there yet. So I don't see why sometimes we miss out on these things just because one, you want to be hard to get, or two, you feel like you've had some experiences, bad experiences around. Maybe people have dated for 2 years, 3 years, and things didn't go well. So you think your 6 months there, Charlie, is just too small. But it just might not be too small because everybody's story is unique to them.
Yes, but why would she play hard to get if she is already dating you for 6 months?
That's because she feels that the 6 months is too short. You know, when we were kids, like in my, I'm sure these Gen Zs are different, but in my generation, there was something we used to call stretching him.
It was so annoying.
And the longer you stretch,
So
the
annoying.
longer you stretch, the perception is that the more virtuous you are. So you like the man, oh, I'm thinking about it.
You've already decided in your head. though.
Yes,
Can you
I'm
imagine?
thinking about it. And you can do I'm thinking about it. Then the guy wants, even sometimes to even get to those times, numbers were not like mobile phones, landlines. Hey, to even get your landline was a problem. Now they have to, sometimes the boys would do one, go and get the number for the next house. Then they'll call. Then,
Can you imagine?
Charlie, there were so many tactics that were going on, but you know you like the guy. But you have to play hard to get. Because the moment you give in when you like, it means that you are cheap. That was our dispensation. So it was a thing we used to do, playing hard to get. So it was actually an art to learn how to stretch the guy. It was an art. Like when we were in school, yeah, we did it. All of us did it. Oh,
I
do you like
didn't do
it?
it, so-
Oh, no, I'm thinking about it. Do so, go write you a letter. I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure. Are you sure you love me? No, I'm coming. Let me think about it. Let me think about it.
Okay.
Look, we do some. You understand? But you get to a dispensation that as soon as you say, I'm thinking about, all right, okay, adios.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
Now,
the generation, bye.
and now we even have ladies who are actually even proposing to men or
Times have
letting men
changed.
know how they actually feel about them.
Everybody's shooting their shot right now.
Everybody's shooting their shot. So now in this dispensation, if you want to do stretching, if you you were brought up by your grandmother or something and you still have that stretching mentality, then it's going to work against you. But it's not just, I'm not saying it's stretching per se, but I'm just saying that she probably just feels it's too short. But my news to her is that it's not too short. It's not too short because you can never know somebody. Now, if she is seeing some red flags that are cause for concern, maybe you've seen him lose his temper randomly at some point, and you're like, but we were having a nice time. How can he just quickly lose his temper and all of a sudden be okay all in 1 minute? Maybe that's a cause for concern. Or he's done something randomly, maybe not even directly to you, but to somebody, and that's what's giving you cause for concern. Then I can understand where you are going in wanting to actually know the true person that he is before. But if there's no cause for concern, there's nothing that is making you feel like what you see isn't what you are getting, or there's something that is giving you sleepless nights, and you are okay as it is. You wake up every morning thinking about being with him, wanting to hang out with him, wanting to tell him how your day was, and that is all that is happening. I think that you are being unfair to yourself. You can agree to his proposal, but by all means, you can defer the marriage. If he says, okay, yes, I want to be with you, I want nothing but to get married with you, and he says, so let's do it next month. You can say, oh, what's the rush? Let's wait. I want most of my friends to be part of this. I want my family to be part of this. So let's give ourselves like a year. And in that year, if something really goes wrong, then maybe you can say, look, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
But the guy, I don't understand this guy. But you see, what's his problem?
I think everybody reacts differently.
Yes, but I'm looking at how he's behaving, because I don't think when the lady said no at that point, I don't think her mind was he will behave the way he's behaving. I don't think she said a no to push him away.
What if it was in public that he
I
proposed?
know, right?
Okay, we're all not there some. So
Yeah,
but the point
even
is,
if
you see-
even if I was with you alone,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
as a man,
But-
I'll still feel like
But
Rejected.
wait, see. Proposal is not a favor you are doing. It's not, relationships is not charity. It's not charity. If I'm not feeling it. It's at all. So the way the guy is behaving, like, I don't know. I don't like the way he's behaving. So for me, that's even a red flag, because
Hey.
yeah, I agree with what you said. You can never know somebody completely, even yourself. That I agree. So let's allow the lady to also feel the way she feels. You know, I don't know what kind of conversations you guys have been having, because sometimes before you even pop the question, some guys even, the ladies sometimes even be giving the guy pressure or low key and things. So the guy himself knows the day I'll pop the question, the answer is going to be yes, because then
And some of them get rejected still.
you see. So the thing is, you have had an open mind, or talk to her more. Sometimes you have this conversation, you know, yes, she's up for it, then you surprise her. So the proposal thing maybe will be the surprise, but then you know that Charlie, she's up for that, and then you know, set up whatever you want to do and go down one knee and all of these kind of things. That's just, you know, a formality. But you're dating somebody, I don't know what you guys talk about. People make a lot of mistakes thinking that because you and someone started dating, then no, you are following some certain you know, like a list.
Guidelines.
Yes, like a grocery or something, a list. Okay, from this, then we go to this. Okay, we went out a few days. Okay, so then we are dating. Okay, then next thing we are getting married. Okay, then next thing we are having kids. But you don't even have the conversation with the person to know if the person wants those things. That's a mistake people do. Dating, I always say, is to gather information so you can make an informed decision. Getting married to somebody is not the answer to that's a flourishing of your relationship. It's not the answer. Getting married is just
Formality.
Official to me, making it a formality. So the being together and spending time with each other is where the work is. You know, how you guys handle issues. How does a person react when they are upset, when they are happy? You know, how do the two of you handle issues? Because issues will come up, whether I like it or not. There'll be good days, like you said something earlier, there'll be good days, there'll be bad days. There are days you even have to be intentional, like you said, on how to even either love the person or even accept what they bring. So I don't think you've done all that. To her, you see, I can't sit here and speak for somebody. Both of you are in it together.
But she's the one that sent in the letter. Let's remember
okay, so
that.
yes, so but she is receiving it this way. She's not ready for that. Maybe the guy too, he's in a hurry to Charlie, you know, just get married and all of that. The lady said, I'm not ready. Why are you upset? She didn't say she doesn't want to be with you anymore. She says just the proposal bit. She didn't run away. And then now she's trying to even, you know, make amends to let you know that, you know, maybe have a conversation, let you know, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just saying for that, maybe some people are even afraid of marriages. You know, that there's a name for it. It's psychological.
That was me before.
Some people are actually afraid. You don't know
marriage.
those things about her. You may never know everything about somebody, but there are some things you have to know about somebody. There are some key things. Some people are afraid of certain things. You understand? So don't be too selfish and be like, because you've dated for a few months. When, like you said, we can't say it's short or long. She is saying, she brought the story. She said she feels it's too short for her. So if you claim you like somebody and you are behaving like this already, what are you trying to say? You are not allowing her to also be herself, and you just run away like a little kid whose toy has been taken. Then bye-bye.
Hey.
Especially in love.
Relationship is never one-sided. It's the two of us. If I like you, you don't like me. Is there a relationship? No. Even if I like you and you like me, we don't decide to be together. That's not a relationship. That's my point. I love love. It's nice when you see people. Sometimes you see people together and you yourself, you are excited for them when you see, like, when I always hear you talk about yours. But me, Olivia, I've known Olivia for a very long time. I was there from day one. She knows, yes.
Hey. So you know, Pine.
And when they were dating.
So they were shooting their shots.
When they were dating, well, I mean, like.
My husband and her brother
yes. And then I went to school with her husband as well. So, yeah. So I was there, and the fact that they are still together and everything. Some of us, you hear this thing, you're like, wow, you know, it's nice when you're with somebody like that, you know, for a long time. And she said she's never even been broken-hearted before. That's some history right there. So I won't sit here and come and spoil somebody.
Her heart is very smooth.
Somebody's relationship, you know.
No, but
Charlie,
if you walk on my heart, you trip and fall, Charlie.
The guy should chill. Yes, maybe you were disappointed, you were embarrassed. I understand that, but you too, you should have played your cards well. But anyway, it's already happened. She wants to talk to you. Just let her talk.
But
so what do you want her to talk? What do you advise her now?
So she wants to talk. She obviously likes the guy.
No, but you see, if she wants to talk to the guy, the question is that how is she talking to the guy? You see, sometimes if the guy feels
if you're going to talk like this,
like me,
yes, no.
So if the guy feels embarrassed, maybe the location, sometimes even the mindset. Look, listen, if, let's say, do you know what it feels like if people are looking for jobs? And you now you are jobless. And a corporate institution says that, look, I want you to work, give you a nice package. Then you say, no, I'm sorry, I'm turning it down. If they don't come and shoot their shot again, don't blame anybody.
Yeah.
Now, I think that depending upon how the thing was rejected, or maybe how she rejected it, the face she made, maybe some statements she made, or how she rejected it, it might put the guy in a certain frame of mind of disappointment. Now, what you need to do is that sometimes you want to verbally communicate, but the person is not giving you the opportunity to communicate. Luckily, thanks to digital stuff these days.
You can send a message.
You can
voice
send a
notes,
message
voice notes.
and a voice note. And when you send those messages and voice notes, the guy may not respond immediately. Sometimes it takes a while for it to sink in, but once you are able to do that, communicate your issues, that look, I really like you, and I would not want more. I mean, I would want to spend the rest of my life with you. There's nobody else I'd rather do this with. I was just a bit taken aback about how quickly you popped the question.
Yeah.
I was expecting it, I was hoping for it, but it just came so quickly and it shocked me. So I was a bit out of character. But you see, I don't mind us having this, you know. Just put something nice out there, drop it in a message, drop it in a voice note.
And leave him.
Give him some time to process. And after a couple of days, maybe a week or so, get back in touch with him. Most likely he'll pick your call or send a follow-up message or something. Just don't bombard him. You know, I told you, no, don't do that. No.
I agree.
But at the same time, and watch for his reaction. Now, the thing is that if, because of one rejection, he doesn't want to have anything to do with you, then I would hit my chest and say that you made the right decision.
Yeah.
Because if somebody truly wants you and someone truly loves you, they'll by all means give you a second chance.
To add to what Rosie said, could this also mean that she genuinely isn't really into it? The reason being, I'm not saying that my story should be like everybody's story, no. I think it was on this show some time back when I said, my husband never proposed to me. We just knew. We were in London, he bought a ring for me on Valentine's Day, and we just knew.
But that was a proposal.
Well, that's a proposal.
Oh, he didn't, like, you know, the whole fancy.
So hold on, you wore a promise ring.
Yeah, on my married friend.
So that's a proposal.
I'm just
She said
saying.
it didn't have the words.
I'm just saying that.
It was just action.
I'm just saying.
So should I show you how my proposal went? I'll say it to you. You let me. If you marry a guy man, I'll show you how the proposal went.
But what I'm saying is, I think we used to work in the same place, and I looked out for certain things, and he was kind-hearted, kind to his mom, kind to his family, very serious. Like, he was a genuine nice person. There were certain things I was looking out for. And when he asked me out, it wasn't difficult. It was just like, go with the flow. But it didn't have to take 6 months for me to know I was making the right decision. Sometimes as women, we also need to go with our gut feeling. You know, when you love somebody and you are in love and you, like, I don't know how to explain it. You don't think too much about it. It's like, it comes so easily. When it's like, oh, you finally asked the question. I'm excited, I'm ready. But when you are a little hesitant, it means that it could be two things. Your inner self is probably talking to you about, Charlie, be careful. Something has probably come up that you are in denial of. And you are like,
as Rosie said,
Charlie, you are not sure about.
So
marriage is a very, very important decision to make. So if you're having mixed feelings right now,
so leave it
then
for now.
Maybe something is not quite right. So don't be too hard on yourself. Give it time that you need. Marriage, we all are not 110% sure, but as women, when our husbands or our fiancés say, I am in love with you, I want to marry you, you don't think twice to say yes.
Yes, if you are.
Okay. Thank you, sisters. This has been a great conversation.
Very.
It's ended already.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much. I mean, I really enjoyed the whole conversation, especially getting to the end. And I hope you also enjoyed it. But once more, thank you. Without you, this show wouldn't be possible. You know that, right?
Thank
I
you
don't think
too.
how I'll be dealing. I definitely will not know how I'll be dealing with all the letters. But you guys are amazing.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, now you've heard it. Let's take a quick break. And when we come back, I will be sharing my final thoughts. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Sister Sister. But before we end, let me share my final thoughts. All right, on the first letter about young man dating his ex's, wanting to date his ex's sister, I think I will agree with the ladies. I think if you feel that you have feelings for this person, one may think that, okay, it looks or sounds ethically wrong, but then let us check out the dynamics. You were with this person, she cheated, that led to the end of the relationship. It's been 4 years, everybody moved on, but somehow you are, getting closer to her own sister, and you feel like the sister likes you. And she has no problem with that. I think if she has no problem with that, that's actually an easier way for you to go out there and let her know that, you know what, I think I want to date your sister. And that's just being respectful because you have dated this person before. But like we all said, you never know where you find love. She might actually be the one. You understand? The sister might actually be the one. So go for it. Do what you have to do and go for it. But now, the second letter about, lady being hesitant about, marriage. We've listened to everything the sisters have to say, and definitely I'll agree with the sisters. But then again, we should also have in mind that sometimes one is hesitant just because of what they have been through. Maybe she has been in a relation, or maybe you've been in a relationship which started with love bombing. And sometimes when you are with a very manipulative person, all they want to do, especially a narcissistic person, all they want to do is marry you now. And if you have been in that sort of situation, I'm sure you don't want to put yourself in that situation again. That is why you feel the way you feel. And if that's why you feel the way you feel, I think you just have to take your time. Take your time because you know what you experience and you know what you're feeling. And also, like Olivia said, women are excited about these things. But if all of a sudden you feel very hesitant, I've learned to always listen to that little voice in me. That little voice is always that, that's that, I don't know if I would call it the Holy Spirit, or your guardian angel, or whatever that is protecting you from some harm. So if you feel that way, don't be too hard on yourself. You can do what Rosie said. Reach out to him and let him know that, look, it's not that I don't like you, but this is the issue or this is that issue. It's not you. It's a me thing. But I would love to get married to you someday. But it's just that I was not, feeling myself at that point, and that's why I just blurted it out. So have that conversation nicely. Don't bombard him too much. But if he says, he won't listen to you, and that's it now. That's that little voice that told you don't even enter it in the first place. That's what I would say. Thank you for sending in your letters, and you guys are amazing too because you're always sticking and staying with us and following the show. But if you want to be part of it, you can send in your letters via sistersisterislive@gmail.com. Thank you so much to Gino and Cindy Rice too for being our sponsors. Till next week, it's bye-bye from me.